Hey, my friends. It's so important to understand about how to handle your intrusive thoughts or flashbacks in the moment, because when we get hit with intrusive thoughts or we get hit with flashbacks, our mind basically is going into a past that we've already lived through, and it's reminding us of that event and it's bringing it back out into reality. So what we need to do is we need to learn different techniques that we can use so that when these intrusive thoughts or flashbacks happen, we have tools to overcome them. And I was just thinking about, as I prepared for this training day, in July, I'm actually going to create my two events on how to handle intrusive thoughts. So what I'll do is I'll create um the two training days on that. So stay tuned for that, and just pay attention when that comes out. So but today I'll just talk to you about quickly about different techniques that you can use. One is a grounding, right? So grounding, what it does is it brings you back to safety. When you ground yourself through, let's say, the 5 4 3 2 1 method, which is the sight, sound, and touch, etc., right? The different things that you can bring you back into the moment. Even deep breathing, feeling your feet in your boots, maybe grabbing a pen or some kind of utensil and just feeling that, bring yourself back into the moment. That's the biggest thing about grounding techniques, is it brings you back into the present moment. Because intrusive thoughts, they're taking you back into the past or reminding you of that traumatic event that you went through and how you felt and what it looked like and what it smelled like and what you saw. So my friends, if you can begin to ground yourself and bring yourself and look, I'm not at that event anymore, right? I'm listening to the voice. I'm listening to Adam's voice coming through the computer, or I'm feeling the pen, or I'm feeling my feet on the ground, or I feel the air on me. These different techniques will bring you back into that moment. You don't have to, because our goal in grounding, my friends, is not to erase the thought, right? You just have to kind of ride it out and go, okay, I'm not actually in that moment. Because intrusive thoughts, they come like waves. They hit you, and then they kind of begin to, you do some grounding techniques, and then they taper off. And then they hit you, but you can't stop them from coming, my friends. You can't stop them from coming. And that's I think that's where we go wrong, is we think, okay, I have this negative thought. I'm going to stop it right now. And it doesn't work. But what we need to do, my friends, is we need to understand that writing it out is just as important as accepting it, right? I want you to notice the thought. There's another little technique that you use. So notice the thought that you're having. Name it, right? This is just a memory that I'm having. It's not danger, it's just a memory. And then bring yourself back to your surroundings. And the final step that you could do is to have a go-to plan. So in high stress roles, you train, as first responders, we train to respond, to go after what could harm us. We're trained to respond to them, not to react to them. So what we need to do is we need to create that own mental health version, that written plan that has grounding techniques, that has affirmations, that people that you can reach out to, and you're like, man, I'm going through this wave right now. And instead of it knocking me over, I'm going to grab my surfboard, my tactical plan, and I'm going to survive and surf this wave of intrusive thoughts or flashback. And this is your mental health protocol. And that's what I'll teach during this training session. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'm super excited for that one. So stay tuned. And so today's exercise, I want you to kind of just figure out what you can do, what certain grounding techniques work for you, and what you can do, and just write down just a quick plan in place. Okay, so when I feel like this, when I have these intrusive thoughts, I'm going to do the 5 4 3 2 1 grounding method. I'm going to look around and see 5 things I can see, 4 things I can hear, 3 things I can touch, 2 things I can smell, and 1 thing I can taste. And doing this is going to spend about 30 seconds to a minute and bring me back into the present moment. So try that this week. Let me know how it works out, and stay tuned for that event coming up in July. All right. Thanks for tuning in.